Hello all, this is M. Sandeep Kumar and I welcome you back to my YouTube channel Concepts of IIT Maths. So we here in these videos are going to discuss the chapter of trigonometry. So you know that trigonometry mainly consists of few sub-chapters. In that the first sub-chapter is trigonometric ratios and second one is compound angles, third one multiples and submultiples, fourth one transformations, fifth one periodicity and extreme values, and then sixth one trigonometric functions, seventh one inverse trigonometry, eighth one hyperbolic functions, ninth one heights and distances. So you know all these topics, right? So in that in today's video we are going to start with the first subchapter called trigonometric ratios. And in trigonometric ratios, what are the subtopics? I have given it on the board. So these are the subtopics, and in today's video we will discuss about angle and its definition, and then different measurements of angles. Along with that, after completing these concepts, so we will discuss NCERT exercise 1 problems of 11th standard, class 11. Okay, so our today's video motive is to discuss about angle and its definition, then different measures of angles, followed by the examples from exercise 1 of trigonometry NCERT textbook of CBSE. Okay, so we'll start with the video. First, let us see what is the definition of an angle. Let me consider two rays OA and OB with a common vertex called O. I mean, for both the rays, the initial point is O. Okay, so there are two rays OA and OB, where OA is called as fixed ray, or you can also call it as initial ray. Next, OB is called as terminal ray. Terminal side, however you want, you can call it terminal ray, or you can also call it as final ray. This OA is fixed. You got it? It will not change its position. And this OB, this particular ray keeps rotating. It keeps rotating, okay, either in anti-clockwise direction or clockwise direction. Okay, first now, what is angle means? Angle is the amount of rotation. Okay, initially let us assume that both OA and OB coincide with each other. Okay, both the rays OA and OB coincide. Okay, initially OB is here. Now OB starts rotating, correct or not? Then when it starts rotating, for example in anti-clockwise direction, then the amount of rotation between the initial ray and terminal ray is called angle. So therefore an angle can be defined as the amount of rotation between the initial ray and terminal ray. The definition of angle is given here. It is the amount of rotation between initial ray and terminal ray. Let this angle is theta. So therefore this particular angle is named as angle theta, which is nothing but angle AOB. You can call this angle as angle AOB. You can also call it as angle BOA. Next, what are the elements in a given angle means? First of all, this particular angle has two arms or two hands. What are the two arms means? The first arm is OA bar, it is a ray, and the second arm is OB. Next, each angle has a vertex, and in this angle the vertex is O. You got it? Next, let us discuss about angle in standard position. And before going to angle in standard position, remember initially when the initial ray and the terminal ray coincide, the amount of rotation is 0, therefore the angle is also 0. This particular angle is an angle between 0 and 90 degrees. We call it as acute angle. So theta is less than 90 degrees. And then If the angle is 90 degrees, we call it as a straight angle. Sorry, right angle. We call it as right angle. If angle theta is 90 degrees, we call it as right angle. Next, if the angle is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees, then we call it as obtuse angle. All these definitions about angle and types of angles we have learnt in 9th standard lines and angles chapter. I hope all of you remember it. Next, so this angle is straight angle. So that means theta is 180 degrees here. And next, if the angle is more than 180 degrees, then that angle is called reflex angle, where theta is greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. Such an angle is called reflex angle. And finally, when the terminal ray makes one complete rotation and coincides back with the first ray OA, then the angle obtained is called complete angle, which is 360 degrees. But as I was talking about angles, I am using a particular measurement called degree. Correct or not? If you want to measure an angle, you need some units for the angle. Now, without mentioning the types of units, already I have used one particular unit called degree. So what are we going to discuss next is angle in standard position, and after that we will discuss about different measures of angles. So next let us discuss about angle in standard position. What is angle in standard position? It's very simple. Let me consider a coordinate axis. So here is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. Both the axes intersect at a point called origin. Now, if my initial ray, so first of all, if the vertex of the angle coincides with origin, here O means origin, okay, don't get confused. Here O means origin. If the vertex of the angle coincides with origin, next, if the initial ray coincides with positive direction of x-axis, you got it? So when these two conditions are met, so what are the two conditions? The first condition is that the vertex of the angle coincides with origin, and next, initial ray coincides with the positive direction of x-axis. If that is the case, now here is our angle OA, the ray OB. So please observe carefully. Here the vertex of the angle coincides with origin and our initial ray coincides with positive direction of x-axis. So in that case, we say that an angle is in standard position. So these two conditions must be met. Keep this in mind. Okay, now this particular angle is clearly acute angle. Okay, now so here there are two directions of measuring an angle. Dear students, if I measure the angle in anti-clockwise direction, then the angle is said to be positive. And if you measure the angle in clockwise direction, then the angle is said to be negative. What is it? If the angle is measured anti-clockwise, it is considered to be positive. And if the angle is measured clockwise, then it is considered to be negative. What does it mean? Look at this example. Here is our initial ray OA and this is our terminal ray OB. So if I measure this angle from initial ray to terminal ray, and if the measurement is taken anti-clockwise, this is anti-clockwise, right? Then the angle is considered to be positive. For example, let the angle be 120 degrees. What if I measure the same angle from initial ray to final ray in clockwise direction? If I measure it clockwise, then this angle will be 360 minus 120, correct? 360 minus 120, 240, but it is taken as minus 240. So I'll show it here. If I measure the angle anti-clockwise direction, then that angle is taken to be minus 240 degrees. If I measure it in clockwise direction, I have to take it as negative angle, and if I measure it Anti-clockwise, then I will consider it to be positive angle. So both are same angles only. Both are angle AOB only. Both these angles, both the angles are angle AOB. Here angle AOB is 120 degrees because I have measured it anti-clockwise. And here angle AOB is same angle AOB itself. It is minus 240 because I have measured it clockwise. So I hope you understood this. Next, let us discuss about different types of measurements of angles. See, if I want to measure an angle, I need certain units. Like, if I want to measure the length of a road, I can measure it in different types of units. Like I can measure the length of the road using kilometers. I can measure the length of the road using miles. I can measure the length of the road using meters. There are different types of units. Okay, if I want to measure the weight, then I can measure the weight in kilograms. I can measure the weight in pounds. I can measure the weight in grams. I can measure the weight in tons. There are different units. The same way, to measure an angle, we have different types of units. Now let us discuss about them. Okay, an angle can be measured in different units in different systems. So among them, here are the popular ones. The first one is sexagesimal system, and it is also called as British system. The second system is centesimal system, which is also called as French system. And the third one is circular measure, which is also called as radian measure. Let us discuss each system and the type of unit used in them separately. In the first system called sexagesimal system, the unit of unit of angle chosen is degree. Okay, degree symbol. This is degree symbol. Already all of you are familiar since your 7th standard or 6th standard classes. You are familiar with the angle measurement degree. So what is 1 degree and how do you define 1 degree? Let us see here. See, 1 degree is the angle subtended by an arc of a circle at the center of the circle, whose length means the arc's length. Okay, whose length is 1 by 360th part of circumference of circle. Okay, this is the definition. And how to understand this definition? It's very simple. Let me consider a circle, and this is the circumference of the circle, right? Divide this circumference into 360 equal parts. Divide this circumference into 360 equal parts. Like this, divide it into 360 equal parts and consider one such part. So this is arc of a circle. So from here to here, this is arc of a circle whose length is how much? The length of this arc is 1 by 360th part of circumference of the circle. Okay, na? Circumference of a circle. This particular length of arc is 1 by 360th part of the entire circumference of the circle. Now consider the center of the circle and the angle subtended by this arc at the center of the circle. The angle subtended by this arc at the center of the circle, such an angle, this angle is called 1 degree. So that is the meaning of this particular definition. The angle subtended by an arc whose length is 1 by 360th part of circumference of the circle. Okay, na? Such an angle is 1 degree. You got it? So now, therefore, if one part if one part subtends 1 degree at the center of the circle, then the entire 360 part subtends how many degrees at the center of the circle? Then the entire 360 parts subtend 360 degrees at the center of the circle. Okay, all the 360 parts combined, they'll subtend how much angle at the center of the circle means 360 degrees. So this is complete angle, right? That's why complete angle is 360 degrees. Complete angle is equal to 360 degrees. And all of us know that half of the complete angle is straight angle, right? And straight angle is equal to how many degrees then? So in this particular system, our straight angle is equal to 180 degrees and right angle is equal to 90 degrees. Next, See, if I divide that angle 1 degree, if I divide this angle 1 degree into 60 equal parts, if I divide this small angle 1 degree into 60 equal parts, means then each part is called as minute. Okay, now that means what? And 1 minute symbol, the minute symbol is given like this with one slash at the up. So what is 1 minute? What is the meaning of this symbol? Means minute. 1 minute is 1 by 60th part of a degree. So if a degree is divided into 60 equal parts, then each part is minute. So which means that 1 degree contains how many minutes? 60 minutes. You got it? A degree is divided into 60 equal parts and each part is a minute. Therefore, 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. Same way, you take 1 minute and divide it into 60 equal parts. Then each part is called second. So therefore, what is 1 second, dear students? 1 second means it is 1/60th part of a minute. Or 1 minute is equal to how many seconds? 60 seconds. Each minute is divided into 60 equal parts and each part is a second. Therefore, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. In this particular measurement, not in every measurement, in this hexadecimal measurement, in this hexadecimal system, 1 degree will be equal to 60 seconds. And 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So keep this in mind. We will go to the next measurement, next system of measurement, the centesimal system. In centesimal system, the unit of angle is grade. And what is 1 grade? What is 1 grade definition? Let us see. It is angle subtended by an arc of a circle at the center of the circle, whose length is 1 by 400th part of circumference of the circle. To understand the meaning of this particular sentence, let us consider a circle and let us divide the circumference of the circle into how many equal parts? 400 equal parts. In sexagesimal system, the circle circumference is divided into 360 equal parts. And in centesimal system, the circumference is divided into 400 equal parts. Okay, now consider one such part. So this is the arc. This is an arc whose length is how much? Arc whose length is 1 by 400 part of a circle. Now this is the center of the circle and this is the angle subtended by this particular arc at the center of the circle. Such an angle is called 1 grade. Such an angle is called 1 grade. And if one part subtends 1 grade, then total 400 parts subtend how much angle at the center? If one part subtends 1 grade, then 400 parts subtend 400 grades. So that's why the complete angle in this measurement is 400 grades. Because one part subtends 1 grade, then 400 different parts will subtend 400 grades at the center. Okay, now in half of the complete angle is straight angle. A straight angle in this particular system is equal to 200 grades, and right angle in the system is 100 grades. Next, if 1 grade is divided into 100 equal parts, then each part is a minute. Okay, so 1 grade contains 100 minutes, and 1 minute in this particular system contains 100 seconds. Okay, so sometimes they will ask us what is the definition of 1 minute in this particular system. 1 minute is 1 by 100th part of a grade. And similarly, they will ask us what is the definition of 1 second in this particular system. It is 1 by 100th part of a minute. What is 1 second means? It is 1 by 100th part of a minute. So this is not much important. Come back to this. In this particular system, 1 grade is equal to 100 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 100 seconds. So now you have observed one thing. In sexagesimal system also we had minute and seconds, and in this centesimal system also we had minute and seconds. But you have to remember one thing. 1 minute in sexagesimal system, 1 minute or 1 second in sexagesimal system is not equal to 1 minute or 1 second in centesimal system. What is the meaning of it? This is very important note. So 1 minute in sexagesimal system is not same as 1 minute in a centesimal system. You have to understand this. Because 1 minute in centesimal system is 1/100th part of a grade. Whereas 1 minute in sexagesimal system is 1/60th part of a minute. So you have to understand that 1 minute in this system and 1 minute in the previous system, they are not same. Both are not same. Similarly, 1 second in this system and 1 second in sexagesimal system, both are not same. Either of them are different. They are different. Okay. Next, let us discuss about the third measure, which is circular measure. So in circular measure, the unit of angle is radian. This is the symbol of radian. So 1 radian is represented like this. And how do we define 1 radian? So it is angle subtended by an arc again, whose length is equal to the radius of the circle. You got it? So it is angle subtended by such an arc at the center of the circle. Now to understand this, let me consider a circle again. So what I'm going to do is, let me consider an arc. Okay, let me consider a circle first of all, whose center is O and radius is R. Okay, now, so I am going to consider an arc whose length is equal to radius of the circle. That means let me consider an arc, for example, arc AB, whose length is again equal to radius of the circle. Then the angle subtended by such an arc at the center of the circle, this angle is called 1 radian. That is the definition of 1 radian. Now, to understand things better, let me consider arc length and angle subtended. If the arc length is 1 r, then the angle subtended is 1 radian. If the arc length is 2 r, then the angle subtended will be what? 2 radians. If the arc length is 3 r, then the angle subtended is 3 radians. Now dear students, from this what do you understand? What if I consider the total arc? Total arc in the sense circumference. What is the angle subtended by the entire circumference at the center? Entire circumference means it is 2 pi r. See, 1 r means 1 radian, 2 r means 2 radians, 3 r means 3 radians. Then what is 2 pi r? What is the angle subtended by 2 pi r? What is angle subtended by 2 pi r? It will be 2 pi radians. So from this, what do we understand, dear students? From this we can say that the complete angle in this particular measurement is 2 pi radians. You got it? Let me write it here. Therefore, in this particular measurement, complete angle is 2 pi radians, and straight angle will be pi radians, and then right angle is again half of the straight angle, which is pi by 2 radians. Next thing, if an arc of length 2 pi r is subtending 2 pi radians, what is the angle subtended by some arc whose length is L? We are supposed to let the angle subtended by some arc whose length L is theta. So what is the relationship between L and theta? We are supposed to derive now the relationship between length of the arc and theta. Okay, let us derive it. So dear students, we are going to derive the relationship between we are going to derive the relationship between the length of the arc L and angle subtended by such an arc theta at the center of the circle. So let me consider a circle whose center is O, radius is R, and length of the arc is L, and the angle subtended by this particular arc at center is theta. Then we are supposed to find the relationship between the length of the arc and angle subtended. So if that is the case, let us come to this. So please observe one thing. As the length of the arc increases, the angle is also increasing proportionally. So we can say that length of the arc and angle subtended is in direct proportion. Correct or not? In 8th standard you have learnt about direct proportion. So if an arc of length 2 pi r subtends 2 pi radians at the center, and an arc of length L subtends angle theta at the center, so by direct proportion we can say that 2 pi r divided by L is equal to 2 pi radians divided by theta. So let us assume that theta is in radians itself. So both the units will get cancelled. Now 2 pi and 2 pi will get cancelled. So cross multiply, you will get r into theta is equal to L. So therefore, dear students, length of the arc is equal to r into theta if theta is in radians. Where theta is in radians, keep this in mind, where theta is in radians. Therefore, the length of an arc is given by r into theta. So this is very, very important, keep this in mind. What if I want the angle in degrees? Means don't cancel these two. Don't cancel this. You can keep 2 pi as it is. Now if you cross multiply, what will you get? Or from here itself we can derive what is the length of the arc in degrees. If you want length of the arc in degrees, we need some conversions. So L is equal to theta into r. Let us multiply the numerator with 2 pi and the denominator with 360, or else we will multiply the numerator with pi and the denominator with 180. We will understand this when I discuss about conversion from one measurement to another measurement after this particular concept. Why we have to multiply with pi by 180 if I want the answer in degrees. Anyhow, L is equal to theta by 180 into pi r. Or else we can also say L is equal to theta by 360 into 2 pi r. So therefore, if theta is in degrees, we will use this particular formula to find the length of the arc, and if theta is in radians means we will use this particular formula. Particularly while solving the first exercise in NCERT exercise 1, so we have to understand whether we will use this formula or this formula. Okay na? So if theta is in degrees, use this formula, you will get the answer. And if theta is in radians, use this formula, you will get the answer. So don't get confused. This formula is used only when theta is in radians, and this formula is used only when theta is in degrees. So keep this in mind, dear students. Now the most important part, the most important conclusion of these three systems. How can we convert an angle in one particular measurement to an angle in another particular measurement? Conversion of angle from one measurement to another measurement. Now, in degrees, what is a straight angle? All of us know 180 degrees. In grades, what is straight angle? 200 grades. And in radians measure, what is straight angle? Pi radians. So therefore, the given angle in degrees divided by 180 is equal to the given angle in grades divided by 200, which is equal to the given angle in radians divided by pi radians. So this is how, using this particular formula, we will convert an angle in one particular measurement to an angle in another particular measurement. To understand this, let us take an angle. Let us take an example. So let the given angle be in degrees and let that angle theta is 90 degrees. We are supposed to convert 90 degrees into grades. Instead of using 90 degrees, let us take a different measurement, because all of us know 90 degrees is pi by 2. So instead of 90 degrees, for example, I will take the angle as 240 degrees. So if angle is 240 degrees, what is its measurement in grades and what is its measurement in radians? They will ask us 240 degrees is how many grades, or 240 degrees is how many radians. So for that, let us use this formula. Okay, now first of all, according to this formula, so d means angle in degrees. How much is it? 240, right? 240 degrees divided by 180 degrees is equal to the angle in grades divided by 200 grades, and angle in radians divided by pi radians. So 0 and 0 will get cancelled, 6 4s are and 6 3s are. So 4 by 3 is equal to g by 200 and r by pi radians. So if you equate these two equations and if you cross multiply, you'll get g is equal to 200 fours are 800 divided by 3 grades. So therefore we can say that 240 degrees is equal to 800 by 3 grades. 800 by 3 grades. You can write it in decimal form also, or you can convert it into minutes and seconds also. Similarly, what is this particular 240 degrees in radians means? Let me equate the first and last equation. So 4 by 3 is equal to r divided by pi. Simply cross multiply, r is equal to 4 pi by 3 radians. So therefore 240 degrees, dear students, is equal to 800 by 3 grades, and it is equal to 4 pi by 3 radians. So this is how I can convert an angle in one particular measurement to other particular measurement. Next, sometimes they will ask us what is 1 radian in degrees and what is 1 degree in radians. This is important concept. Okay, that is something that you have to remember. So what is it? So they will ask us what is 1 radian in degrees. 1 radian is how many degrees. So to work on it, and at the same time they will ask us 1 radian is equal to how many radians. So to know this, we know that pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So using this, let us find what is 1 radian. To get 1 radian, I will divide with pi on both sides. So if I divide with pi on both sides, so pi radians divided by pi. Please observe one thing. This is pi radians and this is pi. You will get 1 radian. Sorry, yes, 1 radian. 180 degrees. You can write it as 180 by pi means 22 by 7, right? 22 by 7. By 7 means it will go to the numerator. It will become into 7. So therefore 1 radian is equal to, if you multiply this, 7 zeros are 0, 7 8s are 56. So you will get 1260 by 22 degrees. Or if you divide numerator and denominator with 2, you will get 630 degrees, 630 by 11 degrees. But you cannot just say that 1 radian is 630 by 11 degrees in p by q form. I would like to know what is 1 radian in degrees, minutes and seconds. So if that is the case, what I am going to do is, let me divide 630 with 11. 11 5s are 55, you will get 80. 11 7s are 77, you will get 3 as remainder, right? So which means that it is 57 degrees. The division is not over, we have a remainder 3. So we can say that 630 by 11 degrees is equal to 57 degrees plus 3 by 11 degrees. 57 degrees plus 3 by 11 degrees. Now what is 3 by 11 degrees means? We know that 1 degree is equal to 60 seconds, correct or not? Then what is 3 by 11 degrees? Multiply with 3 by 11 on both sides. 3 by 11 degrees means 60 into 3 by 11 in seconds. So which is nothing but 63s are 180 divided by 11. It is not seconds, I'm sorry, minutes, because 1 degree is 60 minutes. I multiplied with 3 by 11 on both sides. So I got 3 by 11 degrees is equal to 60 into 3 by 11 minutes. So which is nothing but 180 by 11 minutes. Now again divide 180 with 11. So what do you get then? If I again divide 180 with 11, 11 ones are 11, 11 6 are 66. So you will get 4 as remainder. So which means I got how many seconds now? 16 seconds. Sorry, 16 minutes. It is not seconds, it is minutes. I got 16 minutes. So, and I got a remainder 4. So therefore I can write it as 57 degrees, 16 minutes plus extra 4 by 11 minutes. Plus extra 4 by 11 minutes. Again we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. I want to know what is 4 by 11 minutes. So multiply with 4 by 11 on both sides. 4 by 11 minutes is equal to 60 into 4 by 11, you will get 240 by 11 seconds. So let us divide 240 by 11 and we will write that quotient here. So 240 divided by 11 means 11 2s are 22, 11 1s are 11, you will get a remainder 9, ignore it. So take this 21, or you can approximate it to 22 seconds, because you will get 21 plus 9 by 11. That means what? 21.8 or something. So let us approximate it to 22 seconds. Therefore, dear students, 1 radian is equal to 57 degrees, 16 minutes, 22 seconds. So concepts are very important. In textbook, it will be like 1 radian is equal to 57 degrees, 16 minutes, 22 seconds. Is it always possible to by heart, or is it always possible to remember? You should know the methods. Why 1 radian is this particular number. You should know why. You got it? So next, similarly, let us see how to find 1 degree in terms of radians. Okay, dear students. Now, we know that 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. You want 1 radian, right? So divide with 180 on both sides. So when I divide with 180 on both sides, I'll get 1 degree in the left side, and pi means 22 by 7, and 180 is already there in the denominator. You got it? So you can divide 2 11s are and 2 90s are. So we will get 11 by 630 radians. We got 11 by 630 radians. Now you can divide 11 with 630. You will get a particular decimal number. That is the required answer. What is it? First, let me divide 11 with 63. 0.110. So 63 ones are 63. 7, 4. I got 47 as the remainder. Okay, now, and again let me continue division. 63 ones are, yes. So because of decimal point, I can take 0 here, and 63 sevens are, what is 63 sevens are? 441. Okay, 441. So and the remainder is, you will get 9, and then you will get 29. So because of decimal point, let me keep 0. Next, check what is 63 4s are. 4 3s are 12, you will get 252. Yes, I should take 4s are. 4s are is 252. So you will get 8 and then 3. You will get 38. One more decimal let me find. Because of decimal point, we will take another extra 0. Then 63 6 are, let me check. 6 3s are 18. 6 6 are 36, 37. Yes, 6 are. So therefore 11 by 63 is 0.1746. But you are dividing 11 with 630, not 63. Therefore, it will be equal to how much, dear students? It will be equal to 0.01746 radians. So this is it. 1 degree is equal to 0.01746 radians, and 1 radian is equal to 57 degrees, 16 minutes, 22 seconds. So very, very important. So in next video, let us solve the first exercise of NCERT problems, because in first exercise of NCERT textbook, in our CBSE textbook, so it's completely based on conversion of angle from one measurement to another measurement, and at the same time they have discussed how to find length of the arc if theta is given or if radius is given. So in next video, let us discuss about the first exercise of NCERT problems. So that's it in today's video. So Thanks for listening the video until the end. So if you have understood the concepts that have discussed, so do like the video, share it with your friends, and comment if there is any particular feedback. Thank you, dear students. So we will see you all, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. See you all in the next video.